race of the EMX2 Championship 2021, presented by FMF Racing. Got off to a flying start here at Loket in Czech Republic. Federico Tuani led the way coming out of the turn. Anderson was right behind him in second. And the German, Max Spies, in around about 4th, 5th place going into turn 2. But then drama as Tuani hit the bank, not once, not twice, grabbed a handful of gas, threw his machine down, picked himself up, got a bit of a love tap in the cheekbone here. And then as he remounted, he had to salvage some points after that. On the battle though, and the charge, this was Max Spies up the inside of Jonas Nedved, taking 2nd place away as he went after Anderson in the lead. The 181 of Mats Vendelbo cruised down the inside of Pablo Caspani. That was for 5th place. But all eyes on the battle for the number 3 as Federico Tuani continued to push on. Took 3 riders on this lap to get himself into 7th place. But lap 8, the lead changed hands here as Spies dived down the inside of Anderson. Anderson kept him honest for a while, but in the last couple of 3 laps, the gap grew and grew. And Anderson, 1 or 2 little mistakes here and there, but just didn't have the pace to challenge Spies. Despite looking over his shoulder, Spies had it under control. The next 8 laps were all Spies. And on the final lap, he could afford to cruise because the gap more than 10 seconds. It was Spies who was victorious in race 1, celebrating in front of his home fans from Germany. Anderson 2nd, Nedved, Tuani and Putnam, your top 5. The MX2 presented by FMF Racing. Race 2 got underway here. Loket, Czech Republic, the 2 Fantic riders up the inside, but it was Jonas Nedved who looked like he snatched the whole shot, but then he ran wide, and it was Max Spies who led the way. Anderson was in about 4th place at that time, just behind Putnam, who'd got to 3rd, but then Nedved found his way past the number 20 first of all. And then Anderson put on a charge as well, as Federico Tuani joined in the hunt. Anderson then went into 2nd place with this move on Jonas Nedved. Guess what? Tuani wasn't far behind either, and then he put a hard squeeze on Anderson, who had to hit the brake there. He was shaking his head in disgust. Then he made a mistake, lost an all-important toe to the Italian. He could have closed down the gap had he not done that later on in the race. But we had a battle for 6 going on here as well, between Mats Vendelbo and Pablo Caspani. That went the way of the Dane, but it was 2 wins out of 2 for Max Spies. Tuani came home 2nd, Anderson 3rd in the race. And the overall was Max Spies taking the overall win from Brad Anderson and Federico Tuani, which means Max Spies takes the championship leaders red plate to Lommel round 2 in a week's time. So from the hard-packed slick surface here of Loket in Czech Republic, we go to the deep sand of Belgium and Lommel.
Max Spies, a massive congratulations. Went 1-1 today, you have the red plate. First race was perfectly timed. Second race, you just looked like you were enjoying yourself out there. How was it?
Yeah, just taking the lead in the first corner and then riding my flow, and just to stay on top of the podium for the first time in the MX feels awesome. And yeah, I'm super happy. I want to thank all my team, my sponsors, and yeah, we will continue this one.
Thanks, Max.